Hey folks, just thought I'd make a quick video of upgrading the battery cables and the starter cable for Triumph Tiger 1050. This is a 2010 I just picked up a couple of weeks ago, and I understand that one of the major problems with this bike is some issues getting the bike started. And I understand that the cables are undersized for this bike. So I've bought the pudding cables. You can get those on the Facebook forum for Tiger 1050. Jeff Pudding Halford has those available. So I just ordered these a couple of weeks ago, came very quickly and seemed like really good quality, higher gauge cables. So first thing I've done here is take the battery out, taking off the negative or the ground terminal first, and then just lifting the solenoid out from underneath the seat from this plastic crossbar. It's got a plastic cover over it, so if you pinch that right next to where the fuse is underneath there, and then you use your 10 mil socket to take out these cables. New cables have a 90-degree bend on them, which I found was a little too aggressive, so I just used a pair of pliers to open up that angle a little bit. Two black cables that come with it. One's got a 90 on it. That's for the starter solenoid to the starter, and the other one is your ground cable. You can just see me there using a pair of pliers to back that angle off a bit. Put the plastic cap back on. Found it easier to line this up over the fuse first and then just press it down, and it went right on. Starter lead can go back through the bottom of the battery casing. And then when you're putting the solenoid back on, there's a rubber piece that goes with that's attached to the solenoid. That needs to slip over the little plastic tab just to hold it in place. If you pay attention to how you take it out, it'll just go right back in. There's a little rubber cap there on the starter lead, and then there's one on the battery positive as well. And so I took those off. A bit of WD-40 helps them come off, and a bit of WD-40 helps them go on the new cables as well. You want to be very careful here not to drop this nut that holds the cable onto the starter. If you do drop it, it will drop into the unending abyss of your engine and be very difficult to get out. Don't ask me how I know that. You can do this job with the tank on. Then you want to remove this hose here, pair of pliers to undo the clamp or loosen the clamp, and then just lift the hose off. And underneath that is your ground point. So there's a bolt that connects two ground cables, one coming from the battery and then one coming from the other electrics. I think this is a 10 mil socket. Backing that bolt out nice and easy. Again, you don't want to drop this down into the engine. You'll see here that I did drop mine and couldn't fish it out, so decided to take the plastics off and take the tank off, and was able to retrieve the bolt. If you're careful, this job can take you about 20 minutes. Took me about an hour because I had to take the plastics and the tank off. You can see I've got the tank off now, so the lighting is much better. You can see the ground bolt going back in there. You'll also notice that I forgot to remove the rubber cap to the starter cable at this point, and I'm about to notice that and replace it on this cable. It's a bit of a tight angle here to get this bolt in for the ground and also to get the nut back on for the starter, but you can do it. I've just decided to go in from the side here to show you that it is possible rather than going in from above where I've taken the tank off. Just loosening this starter cable again very carefully with the nut here not to drop it, so that I can put the rubber boot on the end of the cable. We'll squirt a WD-40. It is a tight space. Got very big hands, but it is possible to change this out without taking the tank off. So cables underneath done. Back up here, just reconnecting the battery, positive first, and then all the ground cables.